All right, number 9. It's asking a question about corresponding angles theorem. Maybe it's asking what is corresponding angles theorem, or define corresponding angles theorem. They didn't really ask a question here. Corresponding angle theorem. And then they, again, with geometry questions here, they actually they drew a kind of a line here. They drew a visual for us to kind of figure this out, which is perfect. So what is corresponding angles theorem? Well, you have here, this here kind of gives you the solution here, right? So it says corresponding here angles are the angles that are formed in matching corners or corresponding corners with traversal, when two parallel lines are crossed by some other line. So let me redraw this for you, and I'll explain what that is in common terms here. So if I have two parallel lines, which means they have the same slopes and they never intersect, if I have one line that intersects both of these lines here, I'm going to create angles, right? I have angle, basically, this here is angle A, or angle 1 in the image here. Angle 1, this is angle 2, angle 3, angle 4. This here would be angle 5, angle 6, angle 7, angle 8, right? And corresponding theorem basically just states that these here, these angles here, so specifically, let me erase these guys here just to make this a bit nicer. So I have here angle 1 and angle 5 are going to be the same angles, right? These guys here are corresponding angles. Angle 1 here and angle 5 here, therefore, are the same angles. So we can say that 1 and 5 are the same angles. 2 and 6 are the same angles. This here is 3 and 7 are the angles, and 4 and 8 here. 4 and 8 here are the exact same angles as well. So these angles are equal to each other. So if I say that, so let me redo a problem. So let me erase this stuff. And if I say that, so the pen works here. There we go. If I say that I have an angle, let's assume that this here is, or maybe let's assume this angle here. Let's assume this angle here is 60 degrees. What would be the result of this angle or this angle? And this is just an extension. This is a problem here. So due to corresponding, and according to corresponding angle theorem, remember this here was angle 2 I defined, and 2 here equals angle 6. These are on the same side of the angles here, right? So therefore, this angle must also be 60 degrees here. And how would you solve for this angle here? Well, I know that, again, this here is a straight line here, right? Straight line here. And this entire angle, so let me do this in blue here. This entire angle here has to equal, or in this guy here, has to equal 180 degrees, right? Because I know that this here is 180 degrees. So therefore, I can say that if I want to solve for angle 1 here, or angle 5 here, I can simply just do angle 1, and angle 5 here, because their corresponding angles equals 180 degrees minus 60 degrees, right? And this here would equal 120. So therefore, my angles on angle A and angle 1 and angle 5, sorry, are 120 degrees. This here is also 120 degrees here. So it's just saying the corresponding theorem basically just means that I have pairs of angles are always the same if I have two parallel lines that are intersected with a traversal. So the solution is correct. Good analysis here.